This is Dene Michael on True Radio, the home of proper good music. And one of my guests tonight is all the way from Scotland, and it's Bonnie Glasgow originally, and it's Owen Paul. Hi, Owen.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, actually. I mean, obviously, everyone's in lockdown to a point in different parts of the country, and I got quite lucky when it first kicked in March. I was based where I'm recording stuff, so I was able to continue that. So
Right.
that was it. Much like same as you and I can't do festivals and gigs and all the stuff. I could make more records, so that's been good.
And I noticed you've been number one recently as well in the Heritage chart.
That's not bad, is it? What that is, especially when you get a number one.
It's wonderful because, I mean, it was 1986 when you had the big hit yourself, which was My Favourite Waste of Time, which we're going to play in a little while for all our listeners.
Cool.
But but you started off, did you start off with your brother, was it?
Well, not really. I mean, basically my brother and his friends, they caused me to get involved in music by accident around the sort of late 70s. When punk happened. So it was the Sex Pistols and the Clash and the Damned and whatever. Everyone was forming bands at that point. And my brother and his school friends, two guys in particular, one called Jim Kerr and one called Charlie Butchell, formed a band that used to rehearse in our house when they were still at school, and they became the Simple Minds.
That's right. I remember that.
Early days, before they were known as that, I used to sit upstairs in our base, from above our basement, listening to what they were doing, and they used to play, before they rehearsed, they used to play the 7-inch vinyl of Anarchy in the UK or White Riot by the Clash, and I used to sit up there going, oh my God, I've never heard anything like it in my life. I'd been an apprentice football player up until that point, and I was doing quite well at Glasgow Celtic. I was signing a full contract and all that, and much to my father's annoyance, I joined in with being in bands and stuff. So that's inadvertently what got me involved in the music industry.
Right. That's back in the 80s, obviously. Yeah. And also, I've got down the West End here. Did you do something in the West End?
Yes. I mean, a bit like a lot of things in my career, everything's quite random and not planned as such. And after I stopped making records after the 80s and sort of pretended I wasn't Owen Paul for a while.
Like you do.
Lost in the contractual rubbish and going lawsuits and all the stuff. Me and a friend took over a small church hall in the West End of London, right? In Leicester Square in particular.
Right. Yeah.
It was just a regular church hall. And we used to put on ballroom dancing clubs, salsa clubs, jive nights, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we used to rent it from them for like virtually nothing. I'm serious. And so they give us like Monday, Tuesday, then a gap on Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday, and whatever. And then after a while, it was basically just run by a janitor. Incredibly.
Really?
Right in the middle of Soho, right? And the janitor guy was retiring. So we said to him, why don't you just give it to us? Because we're your biggest hirer. We use you the most. And then we'll try and make you guys more money than you've ever had before and whatever. And they agreed to it, incredibly. When we were doing the ballroom dancing thing, and it wasn't just lessons, it was like tea dance type things, right? Very old style, social. Yeah. It was lovely thing. And one day in walks Boy George.
Wow. Wow.
Wow, Boy George wants to dance. How interesting. But in fact, he didn't. What he wanted to do was look around the building because he said he was putting on a musical. This is like mid-90s, early 90s. And he said, I'm putting on a brand new musical called Taboo. And it's about our time, the New Romantics thing. He said, but I don't want to do it in an Andrew Lloyd Webber theatre or Cameron McIntosh or similar. He said, I want it to be somewhere unusual, somewhere that we can make the audience part of the show. Would you guys be interested in us coming here and taking it over? I was like, 100% yes.
Yeah.
I said at the same time, I said, George, you know, musicals is very risky business. I said, what happens? He said, so first of all, his team, so to speak, offered us to refurbish the building, put in sound system, lighting, seating, make it into a full-on theatre, right?
Yeah.
And then we said, that's beautiful. I said, but what happens if it closes in a week? What happens then? He said, well, I'll tell you what, if you give us a cheap rent on it, we'll let you have all the fixtures and fittings thereafter, and they're yours, and you can do with it what you like. So they built dressing rooms, staging, lighting, sound systems, and the rest. And we thought, okay, we'll take the risk. It might be closed after a week, but we needn't have worried. It lasted nearly 4 years.
Wow. Congratulations on that.
Full house every night for nearly 4 years.
Fantastic. Absolutely wonderful. That's great. Now, what we'll do, Owen, we'll do a little break here, and we'll play some music, and then we'll speak a bit more about your career and everything else. So thanks for being with us here on True Radio. We do appreciate it. We'll see you soon.